Oklahoma Sportscene, presented by Jimmy's Egg. And hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln, along with, look who's back here, Gil Cloud, our TPS Hall of Fame athletic director, coming back from knee replacement surgery. Coach, give us an update. How are we doing?
I'll tell you, up from the grave, I am ready to roll. I'm ready to run the 40. I wanted to go to the combine, but my wife wouldn't let me go.
3 weeks out, right?
3 weeks from today. That was a great operation, and I'm ready to go. I feel good.
Well, let's put them back to work, and we got a great lineup for you today, starting with the head football coach of the University of Tulsa. Philip Montgomery will be here. We'll also continue the TU Golden Hurricane theme with a guy who's been calling their games for years and years, Bruce Howard. Then a former OU player with quite a story.
Jay Smith, offensive lineman from Arlington Lamar High School in Texas, but he played for 4 head coaches. Was able to play for Coach Stoops the last year he was there because he got a 6th year.
Yeah.
And 5 offensive coordinators, 3 weight coaches, and he's got a great story to tell us.
And a great book to tell you about, too. And our friend Henry Primaux is here because this is a big week for Henry.
Mardi Gras starts tomorrow.
Oh, boy. We'll have a good time. Great sports memorabilia, including a segment he had, some box he wouldn't even show us, would he?
Would not show us, and I know it's got to be special.
All right, looking forward to that. Then our friend Barry Lewis will be here to talk about, well, we have our athlete and our coach of the month, but of course, right now it's state tournament basketball time.
State tournament basketball time, 2A through 6A in Oklahoma City at the Big House, at the Mabee Center, and then 5 locations in Oklahoma City, 4 locations around the city of Tulsa. It's a big weekend for basketball.
And I know you're proud of your TPS schools.
We really are happy about them. Booker T boys qualified this year in 6A, qualified last year in 5A, went all the way to the finals. Memorial won it again, and they're in 5A, the 5A boys at Memorial. Central's 4A boys who won it in 215. And played McLean in 212. I mean, they've been back 3 or 4 times. The Will Rogers girls and the East Central girls in 5A. So we're going to be all over Tulsa on Thursday and Friday.
It'll be a great time. All right, let's talk about our hot topic, the hottest topic going, the NFL Combine, and Oklahoma quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner Kyler Murray made all the headlines and didn't do anything but get weighed and measured.
He went in, he weighed, he measured, he met with the teams.
Yeah.
Never touched a football. Got on the plane, and he was back in Norman. And, I heard conjecture this afternoon that he could move up as the #1 pick.
They liked the measurement. It was 5'10" and 1/8 of an inch. You wouldn't think that make that much of a difference, but they're all excited that he's 1/8 of an inch over 5'10". He had, of course, 207 pounds, good weight there, and the hand size in 9.5. Coach.
9.5, which is larger than Mahomes' hand, larger than Baker Mayfield's hand.
Whoa. Which
means they can hold on to football in cold weather.
A lot of people might think the Arizona Cardinals might take him #1 in the draft, back-to-back for OU #1 quarterbacks. Incredible. Another guy really made his mark at the Combine, former Booker T. Washington star, Oklahoma State star, and what a Combine, Justice Hill.
Justice Hill did a great job in the 40 and the vertical jump, and he is a winner type person.
Yeah.
I heard early in the week, 4th, 5th round. I don't think so. No. I don't think he'll make it past the 2nd round.
He was 4'4" in the 40, had a 40-inch vertical jump. How's your vertical jump now, Coach?
About 3 inches.
It's better than mine right now, my 2 new knees. He also had 10-10 in the broad jump, so just incredible. 21 bench press reps at 225 pounds.
Unbelievable strength, and that's why he did come up with a hamstring.
Right.
But they think it'll be okay because he will go through the Oklahoma State Pro Day.
Yeah, that's coming up on March the 12th, so we'll wish just as well with that. Big doings over in Fayetteville, Arkansas this past weekend. They honored for the 25th anniversary their 1994 men's basketball national championship team with old friend Nolan Richardson.
I tell you what a great guy Nolan was, and when he came to Tulsa after and went to Arkansas and the team, but what wasn't that an exciting year?
Oh,
I mean, unbelievable, the players he had and what they did.
Led by Corliss Williamson along with Scotty Thurman, they went 31-3. They won the national championship, beating Duke 76-72 in the title game in Charlotte, North Carolina. So congratulations to the Razorbacks and their silver anniversary of that championship. Into the college basketball regular season, just kind of real quickly, TU has a 1 game more at Memphis there with an 18-12 record. Oral Roberts 11-20 heading to the Summit Tournament. OU 18-11. They got Kansas coming up on the night after we tape this show. OSU has games at Baylor and then West Virginia at home as they wrap up their season. And then it goes to Kansas City for the Sprint Center, and they'll be playing the Big 12 Championship Tournament March 13th to the 16th. Everybody getting ready for the ORU annual bracketology breakfast, Coach, March 18th, 7:30 at Southern Hills to set the teams.
And that's always an exciting time, and I know they've got some great guests that'll come in, and they go through the bracket, and everybody picks their bracket, and then we'll see what happens.
Oklahoma City Thunder, boy, they have struggled since the All-Star break, Coach.
They lost 4 in a row until last night, and they finally got off that, and they really need that because they're getting ready to go on a tough 4-game road trip. And, you know, if Paul George is not healthy,
that's right.
It's really going to knock them down. I heard our good friend Traber, as I was driving over here today, talk about that. He said, you know, I'm not sure that Westbrook is the Thunder. He said, I think Paul George is the Thunder now.
And they've got games at Minnesota, at Portland, at LA Clippers, at Utah, and they've lost 4 or 5 since the All-Star break. The next home game not till March 13th when Brooklyn comes to town. Tulsa Oilers, Coach, they are on a roll right now. They swept their weekend series. They're now 34-20-6, and they're number 1 in the ECH Mountain Division heading for the playoffs.
And that's great for Rob Murray. He's done a great job with those guys. And when he was on the show here a couple of 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, because I was still here then. He was talking about the transition of in and out of the number of players he's got, and to keep that consistency and get to 34 wins, I think is a great year. And
they are looking for their magic number mark to his 12 games left, 4 Oiler wins or 4 losses by Wichita. They'll clinch the championship in that division. Rematch, incredible. Got to give our hats off to the women's gymnastics team, the University of Oklahoma. They continue their undefeated streak. They beat UCLA in the big national telecast on Sunday. Congratulations to them. And Coach, ready for some football?
Well, we are ready for some football.
Spring football. Philip Montgomery's Golden Hurricanes hit the field. We'll have him next on Oklahoma Sports Scene. Stay right there.
Welcome to Jimmy's Egg. Come on in.
For more than 30 years, Jimmy's Egg has been starting people's day off right with hot, fresh, made-to-order food. Our eggs are fresh, cracked to order every time, and there are over 40,000 ways to craft your own omelet. With signature favorites like our meat lovers skillet or decadent cinnamon roll pancakes, it won't leave hungry. Breakfast and lunch is available every day from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., so stop in today and let our friendly staff serve you.
Stop by and see us sometime.
Every minute, every day, and every night, there's someone who needs us. Every week and every year, we bring something new to the way we care for individuals and our communities. Every thought and every action is spent improving the way we imagine health and wellness. Because every child, every woman, and every man deserves the best possible life. St. Francis Health System. Healthcare for life.
Robertson Tire has been your local tire expert since 1962. Now at RobertsonTire.com, it's easier than ever to get a customized quote. And with our price match guarantee, you can be sure that you're getting the best price. For more information, visit RobertsonTire.com.
That's right, it's football time in Oklahoma. Spring football underway, and the head football coach, the Golden Hurricane, Philip Montgomery, is here with us, ready for a 5th season. Coach, good to have you with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Let's talk about this 2019 TU Golden Hurricane team. I was looking at some numbers here. 47 let them return, 17 starters, 6 on offense, 8 on defense, 22 players who had some experience. So finally, you got an experienced football team.
We're still young, but we're going to be experienced. And I think really we got 9 of those guys really coming back defensively. So really excited about that outlook of it. You know, we've got some young guys that have got some experience underneath their belt. They're still young, but at least we're not as green as we've been. We can build off some things that we did last year, and especially defensively with, you know, I think we improved like 125 yards on the year per game, and I think we finished 8th in the country in pass defense. So there's some good things to build on. Now we got to have those young guys continue to take that next step, and I'm excited to see that. We started practice last Friday, and now we're back on the field, and it's fun to get back on the field.
Yeah. How's your change with your defensive coordinator with this young group coming back, 9 starters on defense?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Coach Gillespie, you know, Coach Young, you hate to see him go. Sure. He's done such a tremendous job for us, and again, was the guy that kind of spearheaded what we did defensively last year with all the changes that we've made. But, you know, Bill was at that point in life where he was ready to make that transition, and I think Coach Gillespie is going to be a great addition to what we've been doing. I mean, he's been our linebacker coach. Our linebackers played extremely well last year. He's going to be able to relate to those guys. We're going to still have some of those same philosophies going through it, so we don't have the wholesale change, be able to build on what we installed last year and continue to add to that.
What a great opportunity already on your staff.
Already on our staff.
He knows the program.
Knows our program, knows our kids. Our kids know him. They're comfortable. The terminology part of it's not going to change, be able to add to it. but also be able to build on what we did, and that's going to be a real key part to it.
Coach Gillespie coached linebackers for 4 seasons for you.
Yes, he has.
Now he's got 3 linebackers coming back. Looking also here, Coach, along with returning 3 starting linebackers, also have coming back and 3 guys starting in the secondary, 2 on the defensive line. And you mentioned that defense that ranked nationally last year.
Yeah. I mean, Travis Gibson's going to be the guy that's going to spearhead it up front for us. Cullen Wick has had a tremendous spring. I think he's going to be a great addition and really finished up the year playing the way we knew he could. You add Shamar back in there. Jackson's coming back. Tyrese, I have to think of their real names. Big Cat's coming back. Those guys up front, I think we've got a really good group, a nucleus of guys coming back up front. And it starts there. But our linebackers, all 3 of those guys coming back. You've got Cooper, who I think, if you look statistically throughout the nation, I don't know that you'll find a Mike linebacker that had better stats. I think he had 113 tackles, 4 or 5 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, 3 recovery fumbles, something like that. And then Zaven with what he did as a freshman All-American coming in and playing the way he played. So our linebacking core, I think we've got a chance to have the best linebacking core in the conference for sure.
That'd be fantastic. So you had 2 practices.
Just one.
Just one practice,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
And you get how many in the spring?
We'll get 15, and we'll be back on the field tomorrow. Excited about that. It looks like the snow's starting to melt off, and so we'll be back on the field tomorrow, getting a chance to put pads on. Friday's practice was just a helmet-only deal, and so we'll put pads on come tomorrow, and we'll be excited to do that for sure.
Now, do you split your between spring break and your?
We do.
Do you?
Yeah, we'll do. We'll have 7 workouts prior to spring break, and then 8 afterwards. And so we get a good start, evaluation, install prior to, and then if you have anybody that gets bumped and bruised or anything, you get an opportunity to kind of get them back in the second half.
And you got the spring game coming up on April the 6th, 11 a.m. at Chapman Stadium. You always make that a fun event for the fans.
Yeah, we always try to. We want the fans to come out. Obviously we're going to have some recruits and people there, but this is more about the fans and their families and coming down and giving young kids or even just fans in general an opportunity to see and meet our players after the game is over and try to have a fun atmosphere. Last year it got pretty cold for spring game.
Yeah,
it was
more
like a winter fest than it was a spring fest. But hopefully we'll get some good weather on April 6th and have an opportunity for everybody in the community to come out and be a part of it.
All the Golden Hurricane football fans want to know what everybody else, of course, in this football team, any football team, the quarterback situation, right. Coach?
Well, I feel better about our quarterback situation. The last 2 years we've had to start redshirt freshman quarterbacks, and you go through the growing pains of that. Now I feel like, we've got 2 guys that have got good experience underneath their belt. We've got the transfer kid coming in Zach Smith that has started and got experience underneath his belt. So we've got 3 guys that I know have seen game time action, been into it. Now, obviously, you've got to build on that. But I feel better about that. It's going to be a great competition throughout spring, and excited to see those guys work.
Yeah, and Seth Boomer kid from Collinsville really came on. I was noticing the last 5 games of the season, 61% completion.
Yeah, he really did. I thought he finished up the year really well. Those last couple of games, I thought he really got more comfortable in what we were asking him to do, kind of manipulating our offense and doing the things you want the quarterback to be able to do, being able to get the ball out, push the ball down the field. He was much more accurate and settled down in some of those situations, and it was really good to see. Zach has run this offense prior to being here, so the terminology part of it, there's always different nuances within how people run it, but he'll have a good understanding of what we're doing. And then Luke will be coming back off the back surgery, and we'll see how he kind of handles spring and comes back from all of that.
Yeah. What's the most important thing you want to get out of spring practice every year?
More than anything, competition. You want to see guys competing for things. You want to see you within your group of coaches being able to schematically make sure you're kind of seeing what your team's going to be about and building on those strengths. Obviously, you got to prepare for the weakness parts of it, but really putting your guys in a good situation to be successful. But competition makes everything better. And so as those guys continue to compete, they're making each other better. We're being able to schematically do some things differently. And so that level of competition has got to be great in spring ball.
Look, that 2019 schedule, Don Tomkowski sent me little notes here that 7 of your opponents played in bowl games last year. Season opener, all you got to go is up to East Lansing, Michigan, played Michigan State on a Friday night. My gosh, Coach, what a start.
We're going to open it up in a hurry. So, it's going to be a great contest for us. We're excited about going up there. You get to basically almost start off the college football season on a Friday night up there. And then, we turn around, we travel to the West Coast, play San Jose at their place, and then we come home and we got Oklahoma State, and then we got Wyoming. So we start with 2 Spartans, and then we have 2 Cowboys, and then we get into the conference play. And so it'll be really strong test for us early, but our team will be prepared for them, and we're excited about getting on the field again.
How much preparation do you spend during spring practice on your season opener?
Not a ton. You're really more worried about what you're doing and preparing yourself and making sure that your guys are in the right spots. We'll do more of that in the fall. I can tell you we've already started looking at some Michigan State tape because that's the first game. But, you don't get too much into that. Things are going to change and things are going to be different. You're wanting to make sure that you're giving your guys the best opportunity and putting them in the right spots. You'll get more into that when we get into fall camp.
I tell you, you got a great schedule for the home fans, you TU football fans. Get those season tickets. They got some great special buys as well. But looking at that, of course, you mentioned home opener. It'll be September 14th. Oklahoma State comes to Chapman Stadium. Always a great turnout. We'd like to have a little more blue than orange in that stadium.
That's exactly
right.
right.
I know you do, Coach. Then another set of Cowboys, September 21st is Wyoming. Then look at your conference schedule, Coach. Again, 5 of the 8 AAC teams played in bowl games on our schedule. But the home schedule features Central Florida, Houston, Memphis, and Navy. That's the toughest of the whole group.
Well, and it's a great slate of home games, and we definitely need the Tulsa community to come out and support us. We need a great home field advantage in those opportunities. But you're going to see some outstanding football on Saturday afternoon, and so most of those are all on Saturday, so look forward to having the community come out, support our hometown boys, and give us an opportunity to get after these guys.
You'll be welcoming Dana Holgerson back to Oklahoma, won't you?
Dana will be coming back, that's for sure. in a little different look, but he will be coming back.
Who's the team to beat in your conference?
Well, I want to say us.
Sure.
Let's start with that. Right. But as you look across it, you look at Central Florida. They've lost 1 ball game in the last 2 years. Houston's played it tremendously well. You look at Memphis, and they've been really, really strong the last couple of years. The thing that you're going to see on the American Conference as it continues to move forward is you better strap up and be ready to play every week, because there is not a slouch in our conference. You've got great players, you've got great coaches, and it's going to be a tremendous year for us across the conference.
Good luck, Coach.
We want you to go to Jimmy's Egg on us.
Hey, I'm there.
There you go.
6 a.m. to 2 p.m. So you can fit that in your schedule there, Coach.
Well, the 6 a.m. part probably fits more than the 2.
There you go.
We'll hit that.
Phil Montgomery,
good luck
this season. You head football coach. Get out there and support the Golden Hurricane. Back with the voice of the Golden Hurricane when we come back. They're here, they're new, they're Bricktown's Brick Twisted Foods. And listen to this lineup of some exciting new type foods at Bricktown Brewery restaurants. How about this? Pork green chili tachos. That's right, tachos. Homemade tater tots, topped with pulled pork, green chili, cheese, bacon, cilantro, and topped with a fried egg. Ooh, yeah. Hot fig and goat cheese dip as well. Also have their fried chickpea salad, protein salad bowl, steak and cheddar sandwich. All at Bricktown Brewery. Get and try the twisted food. Oklahoma Sportscene wants to welcome our newest title sponsor, SNB Burger Joints, the home of fresh-made gourmet burgers and sliders, great sides, hand-dipped milkshakes, root beer and soda floats, and delicious homemade pies. All served with a fun and friendly staff, and we feature a full-service bar with over 65 beers and our unique Bloody Marys. SNB Burger Joint in the Oklahoma City area and coming soon to Tulsa.
Welcome to OKC's most unique casino experience. One moment you're surrounded by dazzling lights, jackpotting the latest and greatest machines in town, and the next moment, cheering home a winner in the greatest quarter horse racing show on earth. It's a truly unique 24/7 gaming experience. The only casino in the heart of OKC, and the only casino that can make your heart truly race. Don't miss opening weekend, March 8th through 10th, only at Remington Park.
Well, we just heard from the head football coach of the Golden Hurricane, Philip Montgomery. Here's the voice of the Golden Hurricane, though. Bruce Howard's going to join us now. And Bruce, congratulations on a great run at TU. How long have you been the voice of TU?
Well, it's 26 years, but who's counting? You know, I mean,
Wow.
26 years, yeah.
My God, football and basketball. Give us some of your background before you got to Tulsa.
Well, I was in Nashville, Tennessee, and a guy named Joe Presserin, who we all know, of course, the general manager of the Tulsa Drillers, gave me a call in Nashville. I had applied for a few jobs in baseball, but this was the one I didn't apply for, believe it or not, and ended up getting the job because they had a guy that backed out late and had some friends that Joe called that knew me, and so as a result, I come to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Never been to Tulsa ever. Interviewed for the job, got the Drillers job, and did that from 1989 right up until 1995, and went 9 hours to Jackson, Mississippi on my first bus ride for the first game I ever did, and the first pitch to the first player I ever broadcast for the Drillers was to Sammy Sosa.
Wow, how about that?
It was a somewhat skinnier 19-year-old Dominican at the time, but that was my start in Tulsa. Big long bus ride.
That's great.
Well, you've had a lot of big games during that 26 years. If you look back, Bruce, over that, what do you think the highlight of your career has been here in Tulsa?
Well, you could probably split it off into both football and basketball. And early on, you know, the first 12 years that I broadcast, Tulsa did not have a winning season in football. But amongst those seasons, though, were some really special moments for Dave Rader and his team. Beating OU in Norman, as much fun as I've ever had at a football game, obviously, was a huge win for Tulsa in 1996. You know, and a 99-yard touchdown pass from Troy Degard to Wes Caswell was all part of that. And so that was a big win during a period of time when Tulsa wasn't winning. They also beat Iowa that same year, a couple of weeks before the OU game. So that was kind of a special 2 or 3 game period. And then later on, when Steve Cragthorpe resurrected, you know, the program and really got it going in 2003, you know, that run in 2005 when they won the league, the first ever league championship, and beat Fresno in the Liberty Bowl, and you know, Tulsa was finally, you know, getting back to the taste of winning football. That was pretty special as far as football. And then basketball, you know, my first year when Tulsa went down to the Myriad in Oklahoma City and beat UCLA and beat Oklahoma State in the space of 3 days to get to their first Sweet 16. Those are still really, really special memories as far as you know, my career and the games I broadcast. But there have been some others. There's obviously a lot of other great moments, like reaching the Elite Eight, you know, in 2000 with Bill Self's team. So yeah, a lot of special memories over that period of time, and hopefully some new ones.
Yeah, Bruce, I'm always struck by the fact that the University of Tulsa is the smallest school in Division I in college football. What is it, 3,000 students basically? And the schedule they put up, and this year opening at Michigan State. Wow.
Well, the good thing is they only let you put they get 11, you get 11. You know, so I mean, no matter what the enrollment is, you know, you get to put your 11 out there, and I'm really excited about this team. I think they'll be a lot of fun to watch, and Michigan State will be a tough one, obviously, to start with. But I think it's a very good schedule. As you talked with Coach about, it's a really good home schedule with Oklahoma State starting it off, but then some of the best in our division. You know, as far as the league is concerned.
And Navy, Houston, Central Florida, all coming here. So.
Right. Yeah, and then Coach mentioned this. UCF has lost 1 game in 2 years. I mean, they've been a really, really good program, and I'm sure they'll bring a very good team to Tulsa, so we're looking forward to it.
You know, since we've joined the American Athletic Conference, it appears to me that the football level has really gone up, the number of really good teams in that league.
Yeah, it has, and UCF probably at the top of that list. But, you know, Houston's had some really good years. A couple of years ago, Tom Herman's team, you know, went unbeaten for the longest time before I think they might have lost one at the end, or maybe they did go through the whole season unbeaten. But you have found an American team almost every year getting to the Big Six bowl game, you know, to the New Year's Day bowl games, and that's. You know, that's not guaranteed that your league is going to, you know, there's the, what do they call them, the group of 5, they get at least one team. More often than not, it's an American school getting that you know, plucking that plum bowl game. And, you know, hopefully one of these years, you know, especially if they expand the playoffs, you might see an American team, you know, getting in an 8-team playoff if they ever do that. You know, that'd be great.
And what to say about this conference that Dana Holgorsen would leave West Virginia, the Big 12, to come to Houston.
Yeah, and you know, the funny thing was we were actually in Houston broadcasting a basketball game when they introduced him at halftime of the Houston basketball game, and people went crazy. It's you know, Calvin Sampson's done a nice job with the basketball there, so there was a lot of people there, and there was a lot of buzz and a lot of excitement about Dana being down there.
Nice.
Looks like Houston has doubled down.
Yes.
They're going to play, and they want to play at the highest level. And
Yeah, they're spending a lot of money, and Mr. Fertitta has been a big part of that. Obviously, the Fertitta Center that they've put together down there, brand new arena that they kind of gutted the old Hallfines Pavilion, and have done a very nice job with that. And obviously, Calvin Sampson's had a great year there, so they're doing well.
Give us an update on the TU basketball team now. They're wound down, had their final home game just this past weekend, and Coach Hates brought this team back. It seems to every year. They always going to discount the University of Tulsa. And every year they play past that.
Yeah, isn't that silly? You know, every year Tulsa's team is predicted to be 5th or 7th, or this year 9th.
Right.
And I just shake my head every time I see that. And then I think to myself, well, Tulsa always seems to play better when they're the underdog. So what the heck? And every year Coach Haith has outperformed the prediction.
Yeah.
You know, he's always had a team that's done better, and that will evidently happen again this year, especially with the win on Sunday. Tulsa's at 18 wins right now. They're 18-12. They've had some great moments. They've had some great wins this year. And they play at Memphis, which I think is kind of an advantage for Tulsa in that they'll get to play at Memphis, kind of get used to the arena and the backgrounds and all that, especially the younger players, and then turn around 5 days later, go back to Memphis for the tournament. So hopefully that'll help them.
Well, again, you've done a heck of a job as the voice of the Hurricane all these years, and give us all some great memories, Bruce. So enjoy having you with us here, being with us here.
Well, it's, when you get to do what I do, it's better than working. You really don't feel like you work a day when you do something that guys like you and I do. I mean, it's mostly fun, and sometimes it's silly, but we all work hard at it. But at the same time, it's I can't think of doing anything else.
Bruce Howard, the voice of the Golden Hurricane. We got something for you here, Bruce.
You bet, Bruce. We want you to go by Jimmy's Egg.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure to have breakfast or lunch.
There you go.
Anywhere
Thank
from
you so
6 to 2.
That's right.
6 to 2.
6 to 2.
All right.
And listen to Bruce Howard, voice of the Golden Hurricane, as he hopefully gets the TU team going in that Summit League tournament, or AAC, Summit League tournament here. Not Summit League. AAC tournament. All Roberts has the Summit tournament. Get our basketball stated. Bruce, bring those Golden Hurricane home for us.
We'll do it.
Good job. All right, we'll be back with a guy who played at the University of Oklahoma back in the 90s and played for only one in college football history for 4 different head coaches. You want to hear about this story when we come back.
Welcome to Jimmy's Egg. Come on in.
For more than 30 years, Jimmy's Egg has been starting people's day off right with hot, fresh, made-to-order food. Our eggs are fresh, cracked to order every time, and there are over 40,000 ways to craft your own omelet. With signature favorites like our meat lovers skillet or decadent cinnamon roll pancakes, it won't leave hungry. Breakfast and lunch is available every day from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., so stop in today and let our friendly staff serve you.
Stop by and see us sometime.
At Rogers State University, we keep things personal.
It all starts here.
We make sure our graduates get the most out of their education.
RSU has campuses in Claremore, Bartlesville, and Pryor, with on-campus housing and a wide variety of programs to suit your needs.
It all starts here.
Rogers State University.
Welcome back to Oklahoma Sports Scene, brought to you by Jimmy's Egg, and we've got a really special guest, a one-of-a-kind, a football player who actually played for 4 different head coaches. Jay Smith from the University of Oklahoma. Jay,
well, thank you for having me today. I really appreciate being here. Yes, that was Division I football as well.
Wow. There's the book, and a great book. I had a great chance to read through it and stuff, and in my yellow highlighter, I used a lot of the comments and stuff, but Prelude to Greatness, it was called. It takes us back to your Arlington, Texas days, Lamar High School. You're a high school All-American offensive lineman being recruited all over the place. What got another Texan to Oklahoma at that time?
Well, I'll tell you what, I was number 4 in the nation coming out of high school, the only Texas player to be in USA Today All-American.
Oh, wow.
So, but I'll tell you what, Oklahoma looked like it had turned the corner in the Big 8. I wasn't real excited about playing in the Southwest Conference. Gave me an opportunity to go to a Big 8 school and play against teams such as Nebraska, Colorado at the time that were powerhouses.
Yeah. Talk about the recruiting process, especially for young football players, young athletes out there, what they can expect, what the differences are when you go from the high school to the college, what you should expect and what you should maybe be aware of.
Well, what I'll tell you is that I was lucky enough to play in Texas high school football, which was one of the teams I played for was top in the country, about number 3, number 4 in the nation. Yeah. So playing in Texas football is at the highest level that you can play at. Florida has some good schools, but Texas is some of the best. Oklahoma has a couple 6A schools that would rank up against some of those Texas schools as well. But I'll tell you what, though, the speed is a difference. You know, stepping out of high school into college, I would have to say that college is probably about 4 times faster than the high school game from that standpoint. And of course, everybody's good when you get to high school. You've got All-Americans and state champions and regional, all district, All-American players that are there. So everybody's a good player at the college level. But it was great to be able to go play for the top team, one of the top teams in the country, and got that opportunity in Oklahoma, and I took advantage of it.
And so while you were there, you had this great experience.
Well, I'll tell you what, when I chose Oklahoma, they went to a grass field. Merv Johnson did a great job of recruiting me. And it looked like they'd turned the corner. It looked like they were going to be Big 8 champs. They beat all the teams in Texas. It looked like exciting times. I knew after about 2 years I would have 3 years of being able to play on the offensive line. So it looked like a great opportunity. And I stepped in with Gary Gibbs as the head coach. And yes, it was a significant change from what I expected with all the turmoil of having 4 head coaches when you look back at the picture.
6 seasons at OU, because you had that redshirt season, the injury season, of course. He had 2 Achilles tendon surgeries and an elbow injury during his college football career. But he had, I love this rundown here, 4 different head coaches, 5 different offensive coordinators, 5 position coaches, 3 strength coaches. They also moved you all around the offensive line of positions. So you had quite the journey there.
Well, I'll tell you what, for Division I football, no one else quite saw that happen. But it was great. I got to meet a lot of good people along the way, good head coaches, Bob Stoops, Mike Leach, Mark Mangino, Brent Venables. Got to play for a lot of these guys. I think even one of the former defensive coordinators recently, Bill Young, for Tulsa as well. So I got to meet a lot of people. Yes, I had 6 seasons, a red shirt and a medical red shirt, which gave me the opportunity of a 6th season to play for Bob Stoops. And then also see a lot of my friends for Bob Stoops' 2nd season get national championship rings. So a lot of my friends have national championship rings, but I don't quite have one of those.
Built on your background, you guys put the foundation.
Yes.
By your guys.
Yes, and that's also why we named the book The Prelude to Greatness, because it kind of explains the turmoil that happened on the inside at the University of Oklahoma from a positive perspective. And it shows that even with the targeted discipline that Bob Stoops brought in, that you could see the results that changed the football program to what they are today.
Well, the culture change is always a key thing. When you change, head coaches, what culture are you going to bring? What was the major difference, you think, with Coach Stoops when he came in?
Well, I'll tell you right away, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, the targeted discipline. They brought in the best assistant coaches they could in the country. They brought in one of the best strength coaches, Jerry Schmidt. They knew the structure that they were going to follow. They knew how they're going to treat their athletes, and they knew a plan that they were going to follow to achieve success. Now, keep in mind, we had great players from the John Blake era, but we were missing key pieces. We were missing a quarterback, Josh Heupel, who's now head coach of one of the top Division I schools in the country. Exactly. We also got Torrance Marshall, which played several years in the NFL from that standpoint. So they found the key pieces to make that a very good team. And I will tell you that there were no, outstanding, high level, the best players ever out there. It was a good team and a cohesive team that played well that won that national championship.
Jay Smith, the author of Prelude to Greatness, here, available on Amazon, I guess, and online. You can find it through there, I believe, right? The search is out of print now by the University of Oklahoma. Yes. By the way, it's out of record, right? The first printing?
Yes, for the academic printing is $5,000 to the University of Oklahoma Press, yes.
Very nice. Look, let's take you through the years now. Let's go back 1994, your first year at OU. They were 6-6 under Coach Gary Gibbs. You were a redshirt freshman. They went to the Copper Bowl that year.
Oh, okay. Came in as a freshman, did very well, was on the scout team for a few games, and then was able to move to the travel squad, got to travel to Texas. We had a lot of players get injured that year, lost a few games we weren't supposed to, so Gary Gibbs just resigned at the end of the season. But we still did make that bowl game in '94 called the Copper Bowl.
1995, a big change, huh, Coach?
Howard Schnellenberger.
Howard Schnellenberger for 1 year.
Oh, I think we call that the boot camp year because we were tough as nails, but we weren't ready to play football. We didn't have a real good, it was a very detailed offensive scheme. We had trouble running and then lost a few games there that we weren't supposed to lose as well. Nebraska was big that year and just destroyed us.
96 to 98, John Blake, our old friend from Sand Springs High School and stuff. And John had a kind of rough go. 96 3-8, 97 4-8, 98 5-6, and just couldn't get over the hump there. But some good players.
Wow, there were some great players there. Brandon Daniels, Rocky Kalmus was also part of some of that group too. But that was called the revolving playbook. We just couldn't decide if we were going to be a wishbone, a passing team, a run and shoot team. We were moving players all over different positions. There just wasn't any discipline in trying to play college football when we had that level. We had great players, though. We just couldn't pull it together and have the leadership we needed.
Your final season, 1999, Bob Stoops, 7-5, tied for second in the conference and went to the Independence Bowl.
What's surprising about that 99 team is that we were actually better than 7-5. We just didn't know what it was to finish games. Yeah. We got ahead on Texas with the fake play script I'm sure most people have heard about.
Oh, yeah.
We got ahead against Notre Dame when we were playing them and had a turnover and some bad luck at the end of the game. And then the Colorado game, the visiting team, the Colorado team, they knew our hand signals on the offensive side of the ball. So they would shift into the offensive player running from our hand signals. So we ended up losing that game and then changing all our hand signals the next game. And of course, and then the bowl game, we played against Deuce McAllister and almost pulled that out at the end.
Yeah.
We got to feel good, though, being an alum now and where the football program is today through Bob's 17 years and now after 2 years of Lincoln Riley.
I am thoroughly impressed with what they've done. The targeted discipline of Bob Stoops and then also the young guy Lincoln Riley, they've done great. They've got an opportunity with these quarterbacks that they've had to do even better.
Well, Jay Smith, again, hope you can find this online. It's really worth it. It's a great read and stuff. Prelude to Greatness, and great lessons for you high school athletes in here, too. I think you can take to heart. We have something here for
and be sure, Jay, to go by Jimmy's Egg.
All right. We'll be happy to do that. Look forward to it.
And tell your lovely bride, Casey Roebuck. She's a former television personality here in Tulsa.
Yes.
Give her our best.
We will. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
And Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it very much. We come back with much more on Oklahoma Sports Scene with Jimmy Zegg, bringing it to you right after this message. Well, you know, Jimmy Zegg, of course, is the place to go for breakfast or lunch any time of the day, starting at 6 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. Jimmy Zegg, of course, with 3 locations in Tulsa, 22 company stores, 17 more in Oklahoma City. Want to be really cool, though? Go to the phone and get the Jimmy's app. Jimmy's app, you just pull up whatever you want. They have coupons, they have specials, they have the entire menu. You can order online as well. Jimmy's app with Jimmy Zegg. Can't beat it. Oklahoma Sports Scene wants to welcome our newest title sponsor, SNB Burger Joints, the home of fresh-made gourmet burgers and sliders, great sides, hand-dipped milkshakes, root beer and soda floats, and delicious homemade pies. All served with a fun and friendly staff, and we feature a full-service bar with over 65 beers and our unique Bloody Marys. SNB Burger Joint in the Oklahoma City area and coming soon to Tulsa.
Each week we talk about the GTR, and we know for a fact that Forrest Cameron and his wife Sharon put out a tremendous paper. Well, I brought all 6 of them today. I'd like for you to see them. The Union Boundary, and here is the Owasso Rambler. And if you live in Bixby, how about the Bixby Breeze or Broken Arrow, the Broken Arrow Express, Jinx, District Gazette, and then of course the Tulsa Midtown. All of those, the GTR. If you haven't had an opportunity to read one, do it, and you'll be proud of it.
Robertson Tire has been locally owned and serving Tulsa for the past 50 years, but we're much more than a tire shop. We handle alignments, oil changes, brakes, and much more. For all our services, coupons, and location information, visit us online at robertsontire.com.
Welcome back to Oklahoma Sports Scene, brought to you by Jimmy's Egg. And now we're into the high school basketball season, and there's not anybody in the state of Oklahoma that knows more about high school basketball than Barry Lewis, our good friend. Barry, welcome.
Oh, it's always great to be here, Gil, Chris.
Yeah, Gil's very exciting. It's what 5 of your TPS schools.
We have 5 teams in. Yeah. We're excited about that, and it was a great I think, a great area tournament all across the state. There were great games everywhere.
And you had some other TPS teams that got within one win of reaching the state tournament.
Well, we had one team that got within a technical foul of getting to the state tournament. So.
Yes. I mean, when you look at it, as far as the boys' side of it was, you've got 9 TPS teams, 2 qualified on Friday, and then you had 4 of the 7 other TPS teams playing on that Saturday night to get to the state tournament.
You bet.
And just to get that far is really an outstanding accomplishment for those teams who are able to do that.
Well, Barry, we've said that the Green Country Conference, night in, night out, Tuesdays and Fridays is about as tough as it gets, because there's just not a mail-in win. I mean, you look at McLean had a tough start, and at the end they win 5 out of the last 7, to get in there. Webster goes into the tournament 12-12. And goes all the way to the finals of the consolation. So, I mean, every team, I think, in that league really plays well. And a lot of people questioned our decision when we had Booker T go into the Frontier. I think it worked out the best for the remaining schools in the Green Country, and it worked out well for Booker T.
Yes, they won the conference championship.
Absolutely. So it was a great basketball season for us. We're really excited. But now let's talk about state playoffs.
Yeah. Give us some highlights. Let's go through the 4A boys and girls, some of your thoughts and some of the great matchups there.
Well, you've got Central Braves. What a run they've had late in the season, winning, I believe it's 13 of their last 14.
Right.
And then they had to do it the hard way, coming through the losers bracket to win 5 in a row to get to state. But I saw them play last Friday. They've got a chance to go all the way. I think they can surprise some people. They've already surprised some people. They look like they're peaking at the right time. Coach Eli Brown always seems to have his team peaking at the right time. They won the state championship in 2015. They've got that capability this time. B.J. Jefferson and Jalen Thomas, they're outstanding players. They could surprise some people.
What about Holland Hall?
Holland Hall, Coach Teddy Owens, what a wonderful job he's done in his first season at the helm there. They don't score a lot of points, they just find a way to win. Brock Davis is one of the finest inside players in this area, and they just find a way to win the close games.
A dramatic win against Madison, that last second tip in there and stuff, and then Teddy just went crazy. What do you call it?
The Jimmy V moment.
He ran out and it was great. I tell you, definitely the atmosphere. Nothing like it in state high school basketball.
It really is. It is March Madness, just as at the college level. It really is at high schools, too.
Really is. And you look at that 4A bracket with Kingfisher sitting there. Goodness gracious,
tough,
and how well they played in the Tournament of Champions.
Yes, it would be tough to pick against them. They just don't look like they have any weaknesses. So it's when you look at the 4A bracket, I think there's several. I would have to say Kingfishers would be my favorite, but there's any one of 4 or 5 teams that possibly could win it.
How about 5A now? Move on to the 5A girls and boys.
Well, in 5A boys, I think Tulsa Memorial is a big favorite to win. And if they
back
do,
to back,
it would be 3 in a row and 5 of the last 7. And if it weren't for a couple of buzzer beaters against Midwest City, Carl Albert, they could be looking for 7 in a row.
Exactly.
So Coach Bobby Allison has a tremendous program there that, as he will credit, he inherited from Eric Savage and has built on it. And when you look at the Boone twins, wow, it's really tough to beat them. They are incredible players. The future is bright at Oklahoma State because of the Boone twins.
Exactly.
And Memorial seems like they're a juggernaut right now. They haven't lost in the calendar year of 2019. And I think they're a considerable favorite going into the 5A state tournament.
6A, Booker T, of course, is back.
Yes, 6A, that could be a wild tournament. Booker T. Washington, I think I would give the slight edge to go all the way. They've been to a state title game the last 2 years, and maybe the third time will be the charm for the Hornets. Bryce Thompson, Trey Phipps, they're an outstanding guard combination, but they're also really well balanced inside game. Seth Hurd is having an incredible season.
Right.
The only question mark I have about the Hornets is a lack of depth. They go with 6 guys, and that could catch up to them on the third day in the state tournament. I think it may have caught up to them last year against Memorial when both were in 5A.
They play hard. We got to Title IX. We didn't talk about any girls teams.
Oh, well, let's talk about the girls teams then.
Now, you know.
We go into the 6A girls. I think it's Sand Springs.
Yep.
I've seen Sand Springs and Union play, and I think they've got a real good chance to win. And then, of course, is Mustang a team of destiny after the wild finish against Booker T. Washington?
Yeah.
And I really think that you look at 6A, well, most of the state tournaments, I think, are pretty fairly wide open. Anyone can win it. And then you go to the 5A girls, where, again, it's looks like it's going to be quite a scramble.
I think the parity is really, I think, good in 5A girls. Really proud of Rogers. Ended up 22 and 3, 23 and 3. And, you know, 7 years ago, they didn't have a school. You know, they had shut Rogers down, and they started all over again after that. And Carlin Atkinson has done a really good job there.
And the boys team came within one win of getting to the 5A state tournament, something they have not reached since 1996.
Exactly.
And the 4A girls?
Well, in 4A girls, Muldrow. I think a lot of people thought Muldrow was the team to beat until this past weekend, and now people are saying, well, maybe about 4 or 5 teams might be able to win it after Victory Christian's win the other night. And of course, Holland Hall. How can you pick against Gabby Gregory? She's such an outstanding player.
Yeah. Going to OU, right, for Sherry Cole?
Yes. Yeah. And so maybe it's going to be Holland Hall. Holland Hall's been the OSSA 3 years, and this is their 3rd straight trip to the girls' state tournament.
Yeah. And that's a great matchup, because I'm afraid Muldrow might have peaked during the Tournament of Champions. They played about as well as anybody at that point, and now but the season goes to March, and if you're not playing in March,
that's what it's all about, peaking at the right time.
Before state tournaments are crowned, we have our athlete and our coach of the month from Tulsa World's Barry Lewis here. So, Barry, why don't you make the presentations? Coach will hold up the plaque here. Let's talk first about our athlete of the month from Broken Arrow on the wrestling mat.
It's going to be Broken Arrow's Zach Marcaselli, and what a year, what a school year he's had. I mean, you go back to football season, one of the top football players in the state. He helps lead Broken Arrow to its first ever state championship, perfect season. He then signs to play football at TCU, and then you go into wrestling. And he helps Broken Arrow win dual state, and then he helps them win state.
Wow.
He just dominates throughout. He is the 38th wrestler in state history to win 4 individual state titles. So he's undefeated everywhere. You can't have a better school year than he's had so far. And he's helped Broken Arrow win 3 state team championships this school year, and he's just having a wonderful year individually as well. So Zach Marcaselli of Broken Arrow is our athlete of the month.
And our coach of the month takes us to the swimming pool.
Yes. Bartlesville's Chad Engelhardt led the Lady Bruins to their 5th. That's 5 consecutive 6A state titles.
Wow.
And that's a dynasty.
Unbelievable.
And the boys team didn't do too bad either, although after winning the state title last year, it was probably maybe a little bit of a letdown, but they still finished 3rd. But Bartlesville Lady Bruins, 5 state championships in a row in Class 6A swimming. So Chad Engelhardt of Bartlesville is our coach of the month.
And Barry Lewis, without a doubt, is our MVP at Jimmy's Egg, right?
He is all Jimmy's Egg.
That's right.
All right.
6 a.m. to 2 p.m. He knows the menu. If you any question about the menu, tell Barry Lewis here.
Absolutely. It is delicious, friendly, and fresh as advertised.
Barry, have a great time at the state tournament.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks.
It. We'll see you next time.
See you there.
Back with more of Oklahoma Sports Scene. We get right back with you. Hold on.
Welcome to Jimmy's Egg. Come on in.
For more than 30 years, Jimmy's Egg has been starting people's day off right with hot, fresh, made-to-order food. Our eggs are fresh, cracked to order every time, and there are over 40,000 ways to craft your own omelet. With signature favorites like our meat lovers skillet or decadent cinnamon roll pancakes, it won't leave hungry. Breakfast and lunch is available every day from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., so stop in today and let our friendly staff serve you.
Stop by and see us sometime.
Welcome to OKC's most unique casino experience. One moment you're surrounded by dazzling lights, jackpotting the latest and greatest machines in town, and the next moment, cheering home a winner in the greatest quarter horse racing show on earth. It's a truly unique 24/7 gaming experience. The only casino in the heart of OKC, and the only casino that can make your heart truly race. Don't miss opening weekend, March 8th through 10th, only at Remington Park.
Welcome back to Oklahoma Sports Scene, presented by Jimmy Zig, and with our great friend Henry Primaux. Always fun when Henry comes in with sports memorabilia, but especially this week because it is Mardi Gras. And let the good times roll.
Laissez bon temps.
There we go.
Henry,
right.
You're all decked out for it.
I just wanted to tell you about the beads and all first.
Yeah.
Now, last year, this is beads from last year. And last year, I was a pirate and have pictures to prove it. And I think I did okay. As much as I remember, it was fine. But I had a parrot, and my parrot was a hand puppet. You should have seen the trouble the parrot got into without causing me any grief at all. But over the years, I'd walk with Pete Fountain in his half-fast walking club. Half-fast. F-A-S-T. Half-fast. And this
Take a look at this.
This is it. Half-fast walking club. And I'll put these up. You guys could take stills of them.
There you go.
When we're done. And I always like to find a cop. So if things turn sour, you can always have a policeman that'd be your buddy.
And that's you as a pirate.
That's me as a pirate.
Oh my gosh, Henry.
Last year, this is Henry, about half full, if you know what I mean. And this is my best buddy off of Hickam. He came with me to Cuba. We've been all over together, and he passed away last year, and his wife passed after him. So he's the reason I was in Pete Fountain, and we enjoyed every minute of it.
Oh, my God.
Now, getting back to a more sports-oriented.
There you go, Henry.
You remember what happened to the Saints
gosh.
in the playoffs. Well, this year, the hottest ticket is a handkerchief.
Referees
flag, one for you.
Great thing.
One for you.
Great.
There you go, Bruce. Throw me something, Becky. Throw me something. There you go.
There we go. I love it.
I got some for the guys.
Great. Mardi Gras 2019.
So these, I bought these, and I have some more coming that are a little bit better. But everybody, I watched Bacchus last night, and they were just loaded down with these. They just threw them to everybody.
You mean they haven't forgotten or forgiven in New Orleans?
Are you kidding me? I wanted to say, he was talking about UCF, and they did get beat for the first time in 2 years in bowl season. Who beat them, boys?
The
Tigers.
LSU, that's right.
LSU.
Okay.
All right. Oh, here's a surprise box.
Here's a surprise box.
Got a prop here for us.
Here's a prop.
Oh, my God.
This is an Olympic torch.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sure.
From Atlanta. And on here, there's a signature, actually two signatures. It says Muhammad Ali.
No way.
A.K.A. Cassius Clay, and the date.
Gee,
oh, my gosh, Henry.
So
Look at this.
Fantastic.
Wow.
And that's a real torch because you can see it's been burned at the top.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I started to look last minute as always, and I've got a complete set of programs from those Olympics signed by Ali, but I have them put away so good I couldn't find them.
Well, you and the champ were really close. A lot of time.
Yeah, we were, and I was looking for something today to show you guys, which I couldn't find, but I found my letter on the ring. Remember I showed you guys the ring from Mr. Katz, and he authenticated that the ring was number 2 of 20. Wow. So Ali got number 1 and I got number 2. I didn't think we were that good of friends, but evidently we were. So with Mardi Gras coming tomorrow, and this is one of the fancier beads. This is from Orpheus, and every bead means something to somebody. On the crew, I was a pirate, so I had nothing but pirate beads. These are Pete Fountain, and this is from 15 years ago when I was walking, and I haven't walked in a while But last year we were standing on the corner, and here they came, because they walk and you never know where they're going to be. And I saw the captain, who was a friend of mine. I said, "Do you have a medallion?" And he gave me this one. This is from last year. So I'm not going this year, so I'm going to have to beg someone later on. But I thought you guys would enjoy this.
Fantastic.
I just got this in,
that's great.
and I thought that you guys might like to see this.
Wow, I love that. We have something for you too, Henry.
Absolutely, Henry. When you go down to the store early.
That's right.
Stop in it.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy's Egg. I loved it. We go to Jimmy's Egg all the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do it again. Henry, thanks so much, my friend.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
Bye-bye.
Ready? Here come the flags again. Look out, Henry. Here they come here. And they haven't forgiven or forgotten in New Orleans.
We have not
the Rams. That's right. Back with our parting shots. We return on Oklahoma Sports Scene. Look out. Oh, that's great. Jimmy's Egg now introducing a 55-plus menu. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Special items and special prices for us a little older, I guess you'd say. Also, don't forget, coming up on Jimmy's Egg, they have free pancakes. That's right. You download their app, you can order free pancakes. The best ever, of course, at Jimmy's Egg. They serve breakfast and lunch all day. They open at 6 a.m. They close at 2 p.m. Locations throughout Tulsa, throughout Oklahoma City, 22 company locations. Jimmy's Egg, simply the best.
Welcome to OKC's most unique casino experience. One moment you're surrounded by dazzling lights, jackpotting the latest and greatest machines in town, and the next moment, cheering home a winner in the greatest quarter horse racing show on earth. It's a truly unique 24/7 gaming experience. The only casino in the heart of OKC, and the only casino that can make your heart truly race. Don't miss opening weekend, March 8th through 10th, only at Remington Park.
Back on Oklahoma Sports Scene, time for parting shots. Gil Cloud leads us off.
Time is now. Eddie Sutton is up for the 6th time to be in the Coaches Basketball Hall of Fame. Been passed over 3 or 4, 5, 6 times, but now is time. This man who has been an icon in college basketball for years and years and years, and Division I basketball, and has set the tone for over 800 wins, needs to be in the Basketball College Hall of Fame.
And I'll certainly second that, Coach Cloud. Get Eddie Sutton in that Hall of Fame. This caught my eye the other day, the announcement of the signing of the first female skill position college football player to an athletic scholarship. Her name, Antoinette Tony Harris from East Los Angeles College. What caught my eye is she had several scholarship offers, but signed with Central Methodist University, Fayette, Missouri. I said that because that was my alma mater. And I congratulate her. Go Green and White, go Eagles, and go Antoinette Harris. We wish her well in her college football future. She wants to head to the NFL. Wrapping things up here, let's talk about what's coming up. The Remington Park gets underway, Coach, this weekend. It's their Quarter Horse Paint Appaloosa meet. Opens on Saturday, March the 9th, runs through June the 2nd. We have Big 12 wrestling coming up here March 10th to 12th. That's going to be a great turnout.
Got the Big 12 wrestling, and then the next week,
that's right, we
start with the NCAA basketball tournament to be OK.
First round is March 22nd and March 24th there. Spring football underway. TU has already opened their practice, so is Arkansas. Oklahoma starts on March the 7th. Oklahoma State will start theirs on March the 11th. Looking ahead, Coach, next week on Oklahoma Sports Scene, got to feature the Roughnecks as they'll be getting their season underway coming up on Sunday the 9th here.
We'll have Wayne Former, the general manager, will be with us to talk about their season opener.
And we'll also have their head coach, Michael Nissian, and Ryan Fulmer, head baseball coach of Oral Roberts University's outstanding baseball program. So join us for all that next time on Oklahoma Sports Scene. Good to have the coach back here with a good knee. We'll test his vertical jump out and give you some measurements on the next show. Thanks for joining us. So long, everyone.